Hey, that post I made yesterday, that video about singing and percussion or drums being primal, that got me thinking. And there's a couple more things I want to expand on. Number one is that pitch and time are very similar in that they exist only in our minds. And so you can look at a drum set, but you can't see a beat. And so where does a drummer get that from? They get it from their will, from their soul. Same thing when an intro to a song is playing. You could check a note all you want, and that's no guarantee you're about to sing what you're about to sing is going to be on pitch. And that freaks a lot of people out. But it doesn't freak the greats out. The great drummers and the great singers, they play with these things. They play with pitch and they play with time. And yes, I know everything is digitized now, so it's all quantized and it's kind of sterilized. And so the great engineers or the great producers will make sure they don't make time robotic. They'll make sure they don't auto-correct the pitch so it's so perfect. They leave a little bit of that fungible groove in there where you're kind of bending up to a pitch or you're coming in behind a beat. That's what the human element is. And that's so important when we hear music because we have an expectation of what we're going to hear. And when you play with that expectation, it gets exciting for the listener. So a quick example of that, my last band I was in, this is a long time ago, we were opening for Living Color. They were doing an album in a studio nearby, and we got called to supply the back line. They were going to do a surprise gig at this club. So we did the first opening set, which was a really long set. And those guys came in and used our equipment to play their new material and, sort of like do a surprise gig for the crowd. So I was excited with my drummer because I love Will Calhoun. I think he's a badass drummer. And I said, he's going to be playing your kit so we could really see how hard he's hitting because he had this massive drum sound on Cult of Personality, songs like that. Turns out he was sitting there playing just as relaxed as possible, but still had that huge sound to his kit. To the drummer that I was playing with, his same kit sounded bigger because he was so good at coming in a split second behind the beat. It was that slight delay that made it sound like he was bringing his arm from way up high and hitting the drum, but he wasn't. He was just grooving behind the beat, and it gave the kit a massive feel. Same thing is true for when you come in just slightly under the pitch and slightly behind when singing. It gives it a much more emotional feel. Now, where have I heard about split-second singing before? Oh, yeah.